do is you want them on a record admitting to things, and also even like some of them will try to be dishonorable. At that
Hmm.
point, you gotta know now that I'm not for the record. I'm addressing the record now because you have to always preserve that record in case you need to open a judiciary complaint against said alleged administrator, or you need to file an appeal. Those records need to be preserved for later on because those are your weapons to use. So when you
Exactly.
go in there, it's a chess game. It's not checker. You can't bring in emotions. You have to come in there with a clear mind and clear understanding. You have to be very mindful
Hey,
of the wording they use.
and for those who don't know, guys, when you building your record, right? So when you as you building your record, when it gets to an appeal, the appellate court only looks at the record. They don't look at any new evidence. You can't make a new argument. They'll only look at the record.
That's
That's why
right.
it's so important to build a perfect record, because see, when you build a perfect record, you'll always win on appeal, because your record, because they have to, at that point, they have to do equity. They have to look at the record. So
Because if
they're limited to the discretion that they can use, because now they only presented with the record that you've been establishing the whole time, and it's going to show that these motherfuckers did not rebut shit, and that this case shouldn't even got there. So then it get overturned in the appeal. Then they remand it and they give an order.
Yep.
That's how that
And
shit
that's
works.
that's the trick to play it on this because it's just the fact that a lot of us wasn't trained with this stuff. So we go in there,
Hmm.
and emotions are high. I get it. You want to go off on them, but we're in their playing field. We're in their turf. And people, I know people like to say, don't show up, don't come in. Well, you can show up. I mean, what happened to Christ? He went before Pontius Pilate, right?
Hmm.
Uh, Pontius Pilate, what did he do? He asked him a question. He said, I heard you were the Messiah, you were the King of the Jews, you were this and this, that. What was his response? Who do you say I am? Out of the mouth of the living soul declares the truth. So he asked him, who did he say I am? What was his response? I found no fault with this man.
Hmm.
So if you notice that we're sort of be children of the Most High, right? We have to learn the ways of our fathers. We have to learn the ways of our ancestors that came before us, and we have to be wise. I sent you out as sheep amongst wolves, therefore be you wise as serpent, harmless as dove. We have to be very cautious when we're dealing with these people because what? Why would Christ condemn the lawyers and judges and say, woe unto you? Because when we go into these places, they're using rituals on us.
Hmm.
And if you don't have conscious awareness and your mind's not sharp, you can't catch on to what they're doing, bro.
Hmm.
So this is why when you go in there, you know what I'm saying? You have to, first of all, make the right statements.
Yes.
Because just like you said, you're preserving the records. And even when you receive these notices, right? I respond, but my response is not to enter into any commercial contract or any jurisdiction. My response is to truly investigate and to validate the information pursuant to what? The fact that the law states that there must be validated information, okay, and you also must be afforded full due process.
Hmm.
Well, I can't go into a transaction with you and only you know the information and I don't. Or I
Hmm.
can't go into a meeting and I'm being tried under a secret jurisdiction that's only known to you, the persecutor, and some attorney, but I don't.
Hmm.
That violates due process because you haven't afforded me. I'm not asking you to be a lawyer on the bench. I'm asking you to do your job.
That's it.
Your job is to make sure you provide me with the information so I can form a what? A proper defense. But if
Hey
I
man.
don't have the information, then what we doing here?
Hey
And if
man.
you know one of the tricks they play too on you, when you send certain notices, they will recuse themselves and bring somebody else.
Hmm.
That tells you that what they did,
This
they
this
just reset.
live this live need to get more views than the Shannon Sharp and the Cat Williams live. Nah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying, listen, it's like, okay, that might have been a hot live, that might have been a hot interview, but this in this live right here, between what I done said and what you done said, because you done dropped some major jewels. This shit is far more valuable than that shit that they was talking about.
Yeah, and I,
That
and I
shit was
tell
that
people,
shit was that shit was nice, hot gossip talk, a word of fuck. But this is pure equity. This is
yeah,
like pure truth, and we giving you a lot. It's like people that's taking notes. man, you could take the things that we done said right there, and then it could give you guidance on the things that people currently working on.
Yeah.
Like it's men like me and you that need to be pushed into the algorithm, and so that people so that we can be use our voice and to change the world. And honestly, this live, I'm going to post this live, and the beautiful thing about recordings is that you done said everything you said, and it's gonna go over a million times over. It's like you don't
Oh
have
yeah.
to, because
Oh
now
yeah.
it's recorded, and I'm telling you, what you said, you said some very very important things, and when I post this, it's gonna be a lot of people that need to hear a lot of the things that you have shared on this live. It's,
Yep.
and so I appreciate you for being on here. Just want to say that.
Nah, bro, I appreciate the work too that you put in. Like I say, it's just, as a community and as a people, right? And that's been our biggest problem is like unity.
Mm-hmm.
The moment we can get past that and figure out like, there's so many of us within this space, right, that can all come together and put the ego aside and try to build, because it is not about what this person know or who is this and that. Like, we're all on a journey, we're learning, but the biggest, they don't fear us clashing out or spazzing out. They fear us coming together.
Yes.
That's their biggest threat.
Mm-hmm.
Because and if you notice, right, a lot of Americans are pretty much waking up to like what's really going on. So
Yeah.
think about the wave that's gonna come the moment a lot of people wake up to this information,
Yep.
and get to find out what's really going on in its core. It's gonna be beyond anything that you can imagine, and that's the biggest fear to them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I've literally had cases where, like I said, I sent in abatement, court warranto, and the judge that was on the case, right, didn't even respond back to my notice. He or she just recused himself.
Mm.
And because I know already, I'm like, oh man, they just reset jurisdiction. That's literally what. So what they do is they recuse themselves and they pass it on to somebody else. That they just reset jurisdiction.
Mm.
So when you come in, you gotta no. I'm not here to even talk about the allegation. I'm here to address the notice, because I
Yeah.
sent you a notice.
Exactly.
Let's address that notice first.
Yeah, because the notice on the docket, no matter what judge sitting there, that docket, that case, the notice on that case,
So they try to, bro, I'm telling you, I'm saying they so slick with it. They try to play you as if you're not gonna catch on, because you're thinking like, oh, what is the wrong person? I'm like, just because you don't respond to my notice doesn't mean you didn't get it.
Exactly.
So let's address the record first. So even when you're dealing with even the Internal Revenue Service, this is why I tell people, I don't just send notice back to the PO box. So I contact
Your voice got a little lower. What happened?
No, can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I contact the tax inspector general office. When I sent notices, I CC every single one of them. I CC the commissioner. I put everyone on notice because I want them to know exactly what's being done. Because at the end of the day, if I need to subpoena anybody, right, I need to subpoena the people who are held liable.
That part.
Not just the agents, but I need to. You think the tax commissioner wants to take his day off and come ask a question before a jury for me?
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta learn how to deal with things, from the top. And like I said, I appreciate you dropping all these gems, bro, because it's shining light on a lot of stuff that we need to be focusing on. Cause like I said, I check these things. I go on my transcript. I see what's going on, and this moment I see something weird or something that isn't adding up, I'm ready to send them notice that, hey, correct this, hey, correct that. You know what I'm saying? So, but information like this needs to be out, and it's much love and appreciation and seeing, like I said, brother like you put in the work behind the scenes and busting, because you're not just out here speaking. You've been in the courthouse.
Look at this.
You've been in the trenches.
See this? Okay, so this is for my current case that's in Texas, right?
Yeah.
So I emailed them. So I sent them a private notice.
Yeah.
This PDF right here. I first of all, they got that via certified mail, but I also emailed who do I CC in here? Look who I CC. So all the whole DC, the whole district attorney, all them, right? And so constructive notice, private administrative notice, and demand concerning this cause number, Judge Tanya Jones. Okay, greetings. This email is being sent to provide formal constructive notice to the court and to the state regarding an enclosed private administrative notice and demand executed in my fiduciary capacity as trustee for the Tony Redemption Trust. A hard copy original, complete with notary acknowledgement, is being sent via certified mail to ensure a proper record of service. This email transmission is strictly to ensure timely awareness and transparency for all parties prior to the filing of additional motions and notices. The enclosed documents include notice of material financial irregularities discovered through a CUSIP analysis report related to the above referenced case, administrative demand for disclosures, production of records, and clarification concerning potential securitization activity. Notice regarding federal reporting requirements, including IRS Form 211 whistleblower provisions, should the requested disclosures not be provided. Reservation of all rights, protections, and equitable defenses available under federal law. This transmission is not an attempt to discuss the merits of the case, nor is it intended as ex parte communication. The sole purpose is to ensure the court and prosecution are promptly notified of the attached notice and of the certified mail transmissions that will follow. Thank you for your attention. Please acknowledge receipt of this email and the attached document so that I may update my records, right?
Yeah.
So then guess what? They said they responded, right? Correspondence needs to be through your attorney and the judge, right? So then I responded, right? So check this out. Then I responded, peace and love. I operate in my fiduciary capacity as trustee for Tonsil Redemption Trust. I represent the private interests of Tonsil Redemption Trust. I do not have an attorney. I'm just giving constructive notice to the district attorney office of my findings before initiating a federal lawsuit. I'll be sure to fax everything over to the judge. I just wanted to make sure the district attorney office was aware of what was going on and my intent so that there would be no excusable neglect as I proceed respectfully. And what they say? Thank you. You see that? You see that?
Yeah,
You see that beautiful that right? See that I'm giving myself due process.
that's right.
By making sure that I let them know in advance, because I already got what I need. I'm establishing all my records. It's like this whole case right here. This whole case, it's that motion to quash information in a plea and abatement, misnomer, and lack of personal jurisdiction. This was filed. This is including certified copies of this notice of trust interest, including certified copy, another interest, including certified copies of what? Where is it at?
Because you really do have to
certified copies, private warranty deed, divine covenant, certified copy of everything. And so it's like with affidavits and everything, like everything I got a perfect record breaking down and showing everything, what everything is. Nothing was done in the dark, everything done in the light. Sheriffs, the Houston Police Department was notified months in advance like everything. It's a perfect record of being honest, of coming with clean hands.
That's right.
No, and so it's like it was a civil matter the whole time.
Yeah.
Even the cops cause when I had got arrested, one of the cops was like, "Damn, man," he was like, "Man, this is really a civil matter." It was like one cop. It's like you have it with one cop, agent dude out to get me. He just kind of want me to, go. But and everybody else was like, "Damn," they scratching their head, this and that, because they know.
That's how you know they messed up.
It's just that the agent dude had it out for me, but it didn't matter. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna go. This gonna be real quick. But the whole point is, it was a civil matter from the beginning, and it's still a civil matter. And then, but now I'm just about to collect. It's like I'm gonna hit it with my fee schedule and everything. Just about to have to pay me. But the point is, it's like you got to communicate with these people. Everybody got to learn how to conduct themselves.
Right.
in a respectful manner, where when they see how you come, they have nothing, they can do nothing but respect your position and respect your authority, because they say, man, because they got order, and they
That's
don't
fact.
want to deal with nobody. They got order because they don't have no order like that. They all out of order. They everywhere. Most of them is on drugs, motherfucking doing cocaine and shit. That's what a lot of people do that's in the goddamn government. Put this politics and all that kind of stuff, this judge, all that, you know what I'm saying? They ain't living a clean life like that. And so
Nah,
when you come with authority, it strikes fear in their heart, because it's like ain't nobody, they ain't trying to go to jail. And that same system that they trying to put people in, they ain't trying to go there.
yep.
And so, and my thing is, that's 18 USC 1581. That's peonage, and so it's like that's a big problem, because at the end of the day, that let me see. It's coming. There we go.
And then when it comes to all of those accounting matters, there's actually a law that states in reference to the servicers, right? How they're supposed to present to you all financial records for inspection and validation, especially when it comes to any alleged consumer credit transactions. Even accounting matters, you can request the entire documents of all accounting matters, and it's oh, I see you, boy. I see you.
Mhm.
I see you.
Yeah,
And
that's what
it's
they got.
the private notice of disclosure, and it's on a Title 12 where it talks about servicing of escrow accounts, and how when you request um, Title 12, Section 2605, it tells you that the servicer, bro, I was blown away when I read that. The servicer shall provide to the obligor full accounting records for inspections, and the transfer of assignment does not validate ownership of any debt.
Mm.
So
All that
so
paid to the order of
so
without
so
recourse.
so what does that tell me? Like, a statement does not validate that you own the debt or you actually
Exactly.
provided me consideration. I need
Exactly.
I need some form. This is what they say, right? Truth is only expressed in the form of an affidavit. I need some form of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I literally had a third party debt collector, right?
Yeah.
Went and bought an alleged debt from a few years back. They didn't even hit me up to question or to try to validate, and went and put it in my report, bro. I can even show it to you. Because I first thing I did was I did my affidavit, submitted it directly through the CFPB. I actually pick up the phone and I call him. I called him. I said, I need to speak to the responsible party that's responsible for making decisions on behalf of this corporation and that can also accept liability. I had the CEO come on the phone, and he tried to argue with me and act tough. And I said, I'm gonna remind you right now that this call is being recorded and it will be played in front of a jury. I said, you got 24 hours to send. I already filed a complaint through the CFPB. I was like, you got 24 hours to send me these documents, right? Or I'm gonna sue you the next day for violating my rights. And he tried to argue, boom, 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 boom. Guess what? I hung up the phone. The next day I went to check. I had a notification say it's deleted. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna screenshot my complaint. I'm also going to screenshot his correspondence because I'm going to teach him a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
then
love it. Boy,
I'm gonna take that correspondence, because within his correspondence he said that we're authorized on behalf of the creditor
he
to
motherfuckers
collect
lied.
to collect.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm about to do in court? I'm about to demand that he produce the proof of assignment and the authority to collect. And
Mm-hmm.
if he can't produce, and I'm going to demand a jury trial, because
Mm-hmm.
if you cannot produce that document, then you got to pay me the settlement amount.
Mm-hmm.
So what they can do to us, we can do it to them too. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not because I of me trying to be evil, but it's so that he doesn't do this to somebody
Yeah,
else
you
who's
gotta
gonna
teach
know
that.
how.
You gotta teach that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, like so you
Lesson,
don't do it to other
I
people
love it.
who don't know how to defend themselves. Because if it really was valid, you would have never deleted it from the report.
That part. Hey, y'all know this live gonna be saved, y'all. Y'all. You don't. He just gave you the answer to addressing everything on your credit report. In truth,
Yeah,
if y'all really listening, if you really understanding what he said, he gave you the verbiage, the energy that you need to address everything. That's the energy that you need to approach it with.
because
Beep, beep. Call, pick up that phone,
yeah,
and then talk exactly the way he just talked. And
yeah, I don't need to
I'm just
I don't need to speak to the rep. I need to speak to the CEO or the person who's responsible for making decisions on behalf of the corporation, and somebody that can also accept liability for their activities. Because at the end of the day, once I dropped that affidavit demanding certain information, I knew their response was frivolous, because you can't tell me that the original creditor, right, gave you an authority to collect. Because here's what it is: there has to be some form, like I just told you before. If I said I tender you payment, there's always going to be a trace of my tender. You can look at my account and see where the tender came from, and look at your account and see that it was transferred to you. So if there's some form of proof of authorization or proof of authority or delegation, the corporation, who is the original creditor, will have some document saying that they grant you power of attorney to do what? To collect.
mm-hmm.
So by law, I stand ready to tender performance of any obligation I'm lawfully owed, but I need you to produce certain documentations. And when you
That's it.
come back on the record and say, oh, we are entitled and we are lawfully supposed to do this, but then when I pressure you, you go and remove it, but you don't produce the document, that tells me one thing.
Motherfucking fraud.
And if last time I checked, there's a statute that goes against what? Deceptive acts of practices.
Mm-hmm.
You can also read Title 15 USC. I think it's 1611, or if I'm not mistaken, it talks about whoever fails to provide information or give false information that they're supposed to give, they're already violating that, and they're entitled to $5,000 fine. I think a year or 2 year in prison or something like that. So you already just violated that title,
Yeah.
because you claim that you have authority to report that on my report.
Listen, guys, y'all better be
You
some of y'all should be screen recording if you
you you
smart.
you you claim you and it's not a hearsay. It's because I have their correspondence on the CFPB website where they responded. So all I
Mm-hmm.
have to do is just clip that and file that as an exhibit and
That's it
demand a
over with,
jury
bro.
trial.
It's over. They done for it
And
already.
demand a jury. Like when I saw that, bro, I was laughing so hard, because I had a conversation with them, bro, and I recorded the phone call. And I live in one party state. I don't even have to give him notice, but I told him so he knows exactly how I was coming. I was like, listen, I was like, I'm coming to you, okay, in clean hands and good faith. I need to see some proof of ownership, because even when we submit receivable to them, they said they transfer all rights, title, and interest. Go read their perspective. It's all up in there. So if you transfer all title, right, and interest, and you're telling me that it was transferred back to you, I need to see that documentation of that agreement or proof of authority. If I don't see it, that means you're operating in bad faith.
Mm.
And anything commercial demands what? Transparency.
Mm-hmm.
So if failure to disclose to me is an intention to defraud me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come on a record and I submit an affidavit and you say, oh, I have authority to do this, but then you don't submit the documentation, that tells me one thing: you're lying.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I checked, what was the commandment again? Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Yep.
If you read Deuteronomy chapter, I'm telling people, and it's also probably in the Quran. If you read Deuteronomy chapter 16, chapter 19, verse 16 to 19, it literally, bro, I can literally tell you right now. It says, and this is how we're gonna put a lot of these people away, bro. Like, people don't be really listening, but
Mm-hmm.
you just got to understand. I'm gonna read this for you right now. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 19, I think verse 16. I'm gonna read this for you real quick, and it's
Yeah.
gonna blow
Yeah.
people. It's gonna blow people away. It said, listen to this, right? It said, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him, that which is wrong, then both the man between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which is in our days are the people right now who are proclaimed judges. And then the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be false and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall you do unto him as he had taught to do unto his brother. So thou shalt put the evil away from amongst you.
Mm.
Do you see how when you start to use the words of the Most High, you catch? Because
Yeah.
right there, what I'm saying is when
And
I
now he owe
demand,
you whatever he's trying to claim. Not whatever he's claiming you owe him. He owe you.
that's the
Yup.
law of equity right there.
Yup.
And it said then it's telling the judges, then shall you, because the reason why you want to do that is to prevent him from going around and doing that to other people.
Mm-hmm. Because he
So
go bankrupt.
when we start holding these people like that, bro, like they're literally gonna understand, like, we're not just here running around like we don't know what's going on. This is why I hear people saying, "Oh, I don't want to do it." I'm like, no, the worst thing you can do is not talk to them. The worst thing, because when I pick up the phone, bro, I want to talk to the boss.
Exactly. Period. Like,
I want to talk to the boss.
never be afraid. Like, talking is the best thing you can do. Let's have a
And
conversation. I want a conversation. That is exactly why this case number exists with the Treasury.
yep.
Exactly why this case number exists.
When I seen your father, I was like, hey, the bro wants some answers. He ain't playing games.
Oh yeah. Because I don't like to waste my time. I've been doing law for a while, and I don't want them thinking that I'm just somebody that's learned off of YouTube or some bullshit like that. Like it's nothing. And I learned things from a lot of stuff from YouTube. But what I'm saying is, I don't want them thinking that I ain't studied and that I haven't utilized this knowledge, and that I don't know how to use the court system.
That's right.
They know that I'm fully equipped to utilize whatever avenues I need to utilize in order to get done whatever I'm trying to get done. And they need to know that I'm the type of dude that's gonna travel. Listen, I done traveled by now. I done traveled like 36,000 miles to date from January until right now. I have this year traveled over 36,000 miles in a vehicle.
You put in work.
36,000 miles I done put on the road, and I done been multiple republics, and have been to the District of Columbia, dropping all this stuff and talking about 12 USC 411, serving humanity coin, and letting all of them know what I'm doing. I'm like, there's no secret about me creating the currency. There's no secret about me not wanting, not liking what the Federal Reserve Bank is doing. There's no secret about anything, about my ideas and about what I am presenting to the nation as a solution to our issue. Because right now the scale is unbalanced because working off of one ledger, so we should have another ledger. And so now we have now we can come to the table with power without and units of measurement, lawful units of measurement that's measured in the new world economy, because the economy is transitioning into we want that units of measurements that can be verified by anyone on the planet.
And there's a lot of accounting errors. But I think also the biggest that's what I'm telling you. I tell people, like, because for years straight, bro, like I used to get on the phone and I would talk to the rep. When I tell you, bro, these reps, a lot of them are just like on the surface level. They don't know what you're talking about. And I would spend myself in circles going back and forth until I really started to go in and read their internal records. I'm like, these reps don't know what I'm talking about. So I started to contact the people exactly who knows what I'm speaking about, who I can get certain answers and triggers from. So I just started reaching out to them and sending notices to them. And one of the biggest reasons why they would try to fight you tooth and nail is because there are certain errors and accounting errors that have been made, and because they would like to keep operating and benefiting off of your securities, they would try
Mm-hmm.
to fight you tooth and nail. But when you know how to assert yourself and
Yep.
reach through the proper channels, you'll get answers, because now you have eyes of regulators and also people who are looking at them. And when I speak to these people, I like to get names,
Yeah.
because I can pull a right down to the courthouse and file a claim and then demand the courts issue a subpoena. Why? Because I have people that I spoke to on the records.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm gonna have you come in court and testify on a penalty of perjury. Let's see if you're gonna come in and testify that, or you're gonna give me what I want.
I love it.
So like
Ah,
and
that's
is
how y'all do it, man. That's how y'all do that.
yeah.
Listen, y'all, listen. He's speaking the language that I speak, guys. Me and him speaking the same language. And so that's why God made sure that he saw me while I was on live. Me and him been cool, kicking it for a whole year. So God allowed him to see my live. I had no idea that he was gonna come on.
Yep. Yep.
And
And I don't even be on here like that, bro. But for some
exactly,
reason I seen it pop on, and I'm like, I'm
yeah.
listening here. I was working and I'm listening to what you're
Like the
saying. I'm
last
like,
live you was on was probably one last year or something.
yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
bro,
the,
it's
the
been a
bro.
minute.
I'm
And
like, the
so
bro,
and
the
so
bro's dropping
it's
gems. The bro's
it's
dropping
like
gems.
y'all it's like if you this live is gonna be saved and y'all can look at it as like a this live is like a free masterclass. If y'all don't realize this, what we discussed in this live, motherfuckers charge for just for their class.
We just give
This
them.
this live is their class.
Yeah, we literally just give them how to deal with anything, even on their
Exactly.
report.
Like this
Just
live is a master class
yeah,
that people charge for because they don't. They will. Hey, I don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that in the public and I'm blah 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 blah. All that bullshit.
yep, yep. So we literally just drop a lot of information. So I think the biggest thing is fear, and when you really understand, thing, this is why they said that the devil rules through fear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, because a lot of people are fearful and they think something's going to happen to them. But when you go into places with clean hands, and you just try to figure out what's going on, ask for the records and documentation, and you come in honor and good faith, what happens is that you have to understand how this works, because you can only go to court even if you read the federal complaint sheet. The only time you can come to court unless there's a controversy. So you want to remove the controversy and shift the burden of proof back to them.
Yep.
You want to remove the controversy. So, and you want to ask them for specific things that you know that they cannot provide, because the law said what? There has to be full disclosure. So I can't blindly tender performance of something I have no idea about. We live in a world. Do you see how advanced technology is? Anyone can fabricate anything.
Oh yeah. That 100%.
If we're going by how advanced we become, we have AI now. Anybody can create anything. Like, for all
Mm-hmm.
I know, you can be sending me a false ledger that you just created out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you expect me to tender performance? That's not verified on a penalty of perjury. You're not showing me for accounting.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I know? I can tender performance today, and you can come back next week and be like, "Oh yeah, we did an error."
Oh no, that's true. That's true.
So, but I'm not demanding anything that's out of what the law said. The law said I am entitled to full disclosure, and until you
Mm-hmm.
can provide me with full disclosure, I'm gonna have doubt that this exists. So I'm not responding with being combative. I'm responding with what? In honor. I
Mm-hmm.
stand ready to perform and tender performance
Yeah.
based upon the
100%.
fact that you can provide me with these. So you see how I shift the burden, because now my notice is going to be, okay, this is going to be filed on the record. Your Honor, I sent this notice to them, and they failed to meet the requirement. And if I go to court, judge gonna be like, yeah, you did send a tender performance. Sir, why didn't you provide that information? See, the burden is now shifting that, because you cannot tell me that something exists, but you can't show me it exists.
Mm-hmm.
That's not due process.
Yep. I
Because
love
if I'm afforded equal protection under the law, the law simply protects me as well as it protects you.
Mm-hmm.
He who seeks equity must do equity, right?
Yeah.
So what is the equitable claim to show me that this actually exists? I can't just take your word at face value for it. If that's the case, I can just go up to the courthouse and say, Your Honor, he owed me $600,000 and you should have paid me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You see
Yeah.
how that works?
Mm-hmm.
But they will have to make me swear on a penalty of perjury. They will have to make me produce evidence to prove
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay, so it works both ways too. So they can't just make a claim without producing evidence.
Yeah.
Equal protection under the law.
Yeah. I love it.
So
Love
when we dealing with these things, and even with the presentments from the IRS and things like that, when you read the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, it literally tell you that you have the right to be heard. You have the right. But I was reading that stuff. I was just laughing. I'm like, if a lot of people know about this, you can literally be hitting the IRS with fee schedules because you're violating your own laws. Because how did you go through a determination, okay, without first providing me with the information, and secondly, that diffuses the separation of power doctrine, because again, you cannot be the victim, the persecutor, and the judge. When they make the determination for the levy, they're making the determination of the levy from somebody that works from the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
That determination has to be made from a third party that has to
Mm-hmm.
review the records with evidence. But
Yeah.
you didn't even provide the evidence to the quote unquote alleged taxpayers.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be like, oh yeah, based on our review and determine based on what review? What is the records? But they're banking that
based on the Black Rock's review, based on the Federal Reserve Bank, based on my instruction, we gonna knock down if you don't give us our that they trying to be thugs, the mafia.
yeah.
That's all they trying to do.
We've made a determination. And
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm like who's we? I need names. I need and a lot of time that'll literally stops them in the track. And then
It will like listen, you ain't said nothing wrong. You ain't said nothing wrong.
because the divine law said, ask and you shall receive.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go about a law of equity, I'm telling you, you have to produce. It works both ways. It doesn't just works for them, but
Mm-hmm.
the fear has made them believe that it only works for them when that's not the case. Because if they can use the law to their advantage, we're also supposed to use the law to our advantage, because we, the people, actually came up and set this up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just supposed to benefit them, it's supposed to benefit us as well. Well, if
Exactly.
I'm afforded due process and you already violate due process, anything else beyond that is void.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's void, because the levy, and if you read even the Constitution, it said nobody can be found guilty unless presentment of a grand jury indictment. So what documentation did you present?
Yeah, start leaning people at stake.
See, so all of that is violation of constitutional right, and the
Oh
people
yeah.
and the minimum for damages is the FDIC amount, which is $250K per damage. That's the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
That's the minimum. It's all based on your fee schedule, what you think, but the minimum for that, like Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, 14th Amendment, like people gotta start filing fee schedules on the record and then serving these people, because then they know you're not playing.
Oh yeah. Listen, man, I'm about to be filing my own fee schedule on Monday.
Because all you gotta do is just serve it to them. It's on the record. It's been recorded in the courts, and then give them an opportunity to appeal. And then if they don't, you literally take that copy of that notice you sent to them, and along with your fee schedule and your certified mail return receipt number, go to any court and file for a declaratory judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're giving them the opportunity to produce certain thing or correct the record. Because they do this. If they send me a presentment from court and they say, well, you got certain days to respond, and if I don't respond, I ignore it. Usually the clerk will issue a default judgment against me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, I'm telling you, equal protection under the law. You got the same protection.
Yep.
So we got to start doing to them what they do to us.
That's all. And people just too lazy to do it. That's the people problem. People problem is y'all don't want to do this shit, right? Y'all don't want to do this. Y'all like, oh my gosh,
It
look at all
requires work.
that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like reading or doing this. And man, can't you just do it for me? Can't somebody? No, actually, even if I do it for you, you are still doing yourself a disservice because you're not growing. You're going to find yourself in the same paradigm,
Yep.
facing the same problems until you yourself address it from within
Yep.
and
Yep.
use your own hand to put out your own fires. Then and only then will you graduate and go to a new paradigm where you then have to overcome new obstacles, because we always are outgrowing paradigms and growing into new paradigms where there's new obstacles. Life never stops giving you obstacles. You only just grow, and then you handle your obstacles different. Like with patience and steadfastness and perseverance, and you handle it with wisdom. So it's like the key to growth is like when you properly growing, you welcome the obstacle and and everything that come at you, because you say, oh yeah, I'm familiar with this, I already know how this about to go, okay. And it's like, so that's like the secret to life. And
Yeah.
so don't try not to, if you are capable and able and you're able-bodied, if you can do it yourself, then you need to sacrifice and do it yourself so that you can get out of that paradigm and go into a new one. You enjoy life more. You'll be more satisfied, and things just going. I'm telling you, it's gonna go your way. But like
Yep.
that, I'm just letting y'all know that
Yep.
that's how it goes. That those
Yep.
those those are universal laws. Those are principles that we all subject to, regardless of our faith. Everyone's subjected to that.
Yep. And we have to be tried to the fire to withstand, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people want to get into the kingdom, but you can't get in the kingdom without being tried first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you want access to your estate, you want access to thing, but if you can't prove that you're competent enough to handle it, you can't be able to get it.
Yep.
Because the biggest thing is, like I say, it's not understanding, and we should be applying ourselves to learn these information, to study them. And this is why lawyer practice law. You're the subject, they're practicing it on you, and
Mm-hmm.
they're just trying to figure out if you're competent enough to catch on to what's being done and what's being said, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand wording and what they're using in the documentation, if that applies to you or not. If someone comes to me and say, hey, you didn't file your taxes for France, my correspondence is going to be, hey, that doesn't apply to me. I'm not going to argue the tax matter. I'm just going to say, hey, it doesn't apply to me.
Mm-hmm. Period.
If I argue the tax matter, that means I'm arguing, like, I'm engaging some form of tax matter. I'm just gonna say it doesn't apply to me, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's up to them to decide and prove to me that it applies to me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, you always have to understand from a perspective of knowing who you are. Regardless of what they do or what they file on record. When the Most High brought us into the world, we came into our proper status. Yeah, I know commercially, like, there were certain things that we got into. We should all cohesion contracts.
Yeah.
But if you understand contract law and all of that stuff is void. It's
Exactly.
been void.
Listen, fraud vitiates all contracts.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
been
moment
void.
there's no full disclosure,
It's
the
been void.
contract is null and void from its inception.
Yeah.
You just must become aware of it. The moment you become aware that, oh, wait a minute, this happened and this happened and this happened, and I didn't agree to it, and that wasn't supposed to happen, and that wasn't supposed to happen. The moment that your mind overstands that, and you can verbally null and you can verbally voice your position, and everything is null and void. You don't need nothing in writing.
No,
Just
sir.
to stand on it, and then make them provide the evidence that say otherwise.
No, sir. Yep, you're
There
right.
you go.
And
Like I'm telling y'all, that's how law works. That's how law
yeah,
works.
yeah, and it's very interesting, because I've had a lot of discussion with this. I spoke to one of a bank that I tender security to, and I was reading through the promissory note, and I went and got the collateral assignment, and it blew my mind, because hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. I want to show you that, and it's something that a lot of people don't catch up on, but it was wild what I read. I want to show you a word in there that literally said, um, bro, it's gonna it's gonna blow your mind. They said something, and it literally got to me. And I'm like, how many people actually read their contracts? How many people take the time to read the collateral assignments that they gave to you after you make that transfer? But I was reading it, and there was a word in there, right, that I caught on to, and I literally have the recording here. When I spoke to the manager from the financial institution, I had this dude on record admitting, or it's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, bro, how you do it? Boom, I pulled it up. I be getting receipts. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Look at this right here. All right, so I'll pull it up for you. So this right here, right? Look at this. This is a collateral between a financial institution, right? They're called. Yeah, I don't mind the information, but look, it said, what is this, right? It said Austin Capital Bank, Credit Strong.
Yeah.
All right. So this was the percentage, right? This was the finance charge. This was going to be 30 grand upfront installment loan. Right, and they charged me a 7% interest. And after it was being done, this was going to be the total payments to pay back. All right. Now let me catch you on to what the game they play. A security interest is being given on a savings account held at Austin Capital. Pause. I went to Credit Strong to do the transaction. Credit Strong did an assignment to Austin Capital, but Credit Strong is still the servicer. When you read down here, okay, what it says, a security interest is being given on a savings account. What savings account? Hold on, follow. I'll catch you along. Hold on, keep going. So now we read here the promissory note. Boom. Promissory note. Okay. Promise to pay. I, borrower, jointly severely promised to pay Austin Capital. Mind you, I never went to Austin Capital for a loan. I went to Credit Strong to do a secure transaction. I don't know Austin Capital. I don't know Austin Capital. I don't know that. I never spoke to them. I spoke to Credit Strong. Follow along. Promise to pay, blah, blah, blah. The payment terms. This loan, I would pay this loan, blah, 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 beginning of this and this and that. So I want to bring you down to the collateral assignment. That's going to blow your mind. I'll read something to you. All right, where's the collateral assignment? So this is all the notices that they gave. I tell people, bro, I go through the trenches and I pull up receipts. And I record. So I have assignment of collateral. Do you see what happens here, bro? So they took my application, turned it into a receivable, and they assigned the collateral. What's the universal law of the universe? Give and you shall receive.
Yep.
The Fifth Amendment said you can't give something without just compensation, right? So Credit Strong did an assignment of my promissory note, which was the collateral. They did a collateral assignment for face value of the amount. So the amount was put into a savings account. The savings account was what they put the 7% interest on. Accounting 101. So the amount was already paid up front on the face value. They put that amount into a sub account. So the $30,000 were already available the moment that the collateral was transferred. What they did was they just credit on their books. They did an entry on their books, on their ledger, of them providing me with 30 grand up front. Pause. But here's where you catch them. All right. For valuable consideration, pause. This is why this is highlighted. I tell people in the beginning was the word, and the word was the most high. For valuable consideration, that means valuable consideration means there was an exchange that took place. There was an exchange that took place. I transfer you the collateral. You gave me the face value amount.
Mm-hmm.
So the collateral was assigned, and in exchange, they provided the credits. But that
Yep.
amount is put in the sub account. The receipt and sufficiency of which is hereby acknowledged. So they acknowledge that there was a consideration exchange.
Yep.
The unassigned hereby assigns transfer to Austin Capital, assigning the deposit account. Remember this word. The undersigned hereby assigns and transfer. The unassigned hereby transfer. The deposit account held by the unassigned with Austin Capital Bank, at which the deposit account is maintained, bearing account number, this number right here, as a general and accounting collateral security for payments. You got to catch this, bro. For payment of all. Did they say some? Did they say half? Did they say quarterly? Did they say every month? It said for all existing. Existing meaning now and future indebtedness. You gotta catch it, my bro. So it's saying whatever exists today, from today, and whatever is to come, future indebtedness, and the liability of the unassigned to the assignee, wheresoever and whosoever incur in any ultimate unpaid balance thereof, as a first and prior claim upon the deposit account. Pause. So what they're telling you is that this security collateral pays for all existing claim now and any future claim that is to come. So when you catch that, how can you send me a monthly statement when the collateral assignment said it takes care of all future indebtedness?
Yep.
Now
Man,
I'm about to show you what
it.
I'm about to show you where they trick people. Listen to this right here.
Hey, man, y'all, listen. I know the viewers. Oh my gosh, y'all that's watching this live. I know y'all in heaven right now.
Let's look at where to catch it. Look at this. Look at this. This is where to catch people. I want you to read this, bro. If you read these agreement, bro, you can find all the BS. It said the unassigned shall from time to time forthwith on request furnish to the assignee in writing all information requesting relating to the deposit account. What deposit account? What was deposited into that account? The sub account that the face value of the collateral that was exchanged was deposited into that sub account. So they have a credit in a sub account for you that you did not claim. So they have your credits and they give you the liability and then charge you interest on what they created. Double entry bookkeeping, credit and debit. So the assignee shall be entitled from time to time to inspect foreseer security, bills, notes, books, papers, and documents, or take temporary custody thereof. The unassigned shall from time to time forward assigns on the assignee's request do make and execute all such financing statements, further assignments, document, acts, matters, and things as may be required by the assignee of or with the respect to the deposit account. Okay. There was something I saw you, okay, about where they said we grant them full power of attorney. I want to find that for you because it's gonna blow your mind. To the deposit account and to the deposit or any part thereof, or as may be required to give effect to these presents, including but not limited to obtaining waiver, subordination of interest in the deposit account from any persons having a prior claim or interest thereof. The unassigned, here it is, hereby constitute and appoints. This is how they screw you in every single one of us before. The unassigned hereby constitutes and appoints the assignee the true and lawful power of attorney.
Irrevocable.
Lawful power of attorney of the unassigned, irrevocable. Why would I assign you irrevocable with full power or substitution to do, make, and execute all such statements, assignment documents, acts, matters, or things with the right to use the name of the unassigned whenever and wherever it may be deemed necessary or expedient. Do you
Mm.
see where they get us, bro?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what they're saying, you grant them full power of
Yeah.
attorney
To
to
do
do
whatever the fuck they want to
what
do.
they want with your account.
Exactly. And they say, man, drop it like it's hot.
So that's why once that collateral is exchanged, they withhold it from you
Mm-hmm.
because they just told you. And how many of us? Because due to Electronic Transfer Act, they can just electronically endorse your signature on the document.
Mm-hmm.
But when I read it, they didn't even sign it. It was my autograph on it. So when they talk about the honor side, they were like the unassigned transfer to Austin Capital. I'm like, I didn't even talk to Austin Capital. I don't know them. So now you got to come in with the account number request, bro. I had the manager on the phone, bro, and I literally put him on. I said, listen, I said you have two options. I said we can either do this the honorable way, or I'm still going to file the appropriate document with the IRS and have them come audit the entire account. I said I'm asking you a direct question. The exchange of my collateral, where is the proceeds? Bro, I got the recording. I can send it to you. He admitted to me that the proceeds is placed in a sub account. And I said, so you got my proceeds and you're making me tender you back when you got credit sitting for me. You can just use the credit to offset the obligation. And he said, you're absolutely right. Do you want me to use that to figure it out right now? On God, bro. This was the manager. Because he knew I literally pull up the collateral and the promissory note, and I read it to him, and he knew that I understood accounting because I was literally explaining to him, and he couldn't even lie to me. He literally just came clean. He was like, yeah, it is put in the sub account, and there's an interest charge on it. I said, so you didn't give me the actual credits up front, but you want me to pay you back with interest. I'm like, where's the consideration that you give me that I have to send? He's like, yeah, when you finish paying it back, then we'll give it back to you. I was like, do I look like an idiot to you? You didn't give me anything, but I got to pay you back for you to pay me back what I paid you.
Exactly. Man, oh my God. I
So that,
love this.
bro, he literally said that I'm gonna use the collateral to offset the obligation, and I'm not kidding. I can show you my credit report right now. On there, it literally said paid as agreed. And I didn't pay one dime out of my pocket. All I did was I requested the documents from the loan and everything, and I read through it and I called up the manager and I put him on a recording. I said it is your obligation to act in honor.
Yep.
But this is what's going on is because, like I told you, bro, they don't bank on us going to read, but also I get it because in that last paragraph that I read to you, it said we give them full power. It said we
Exactly.
revocably give it to them.
Yeah.
So if
So
I irrevocably,
everybody shooting themselves in the foot. You know.
so bro, I just told myself, I was like, here's what you can do. I was like, you can either offset this, or I can revoke your power of attorney, revoke your security interest, and then everything that you're trading in my name, I can collect the principal and all interest that you made. Oh, bro, he was shocked. He was like, you know what? I'll just use the credit to set up the obligation. I said, yeah, and then send me the interest from the proceed that you transferred, because you're still trading the security on the back end, but I need the face value of whatever you transferred because it's still mine. Equity sees the beneficiary as the rightful owner. It was my security that you exchanged for the face value. You didn't create it. I did. Because if you look at the bottom, your signature is not on it. It's mine. So I want to show you that just to tell you, like I've been studying the back too. I want to show you that just to see.
Y'all can take exactly what he just said and you can apply it to everything. You can apply this. You read your contracts and y'all can apply this. Y'all, man, I hope you guys are really like, okay, if I'm being honest, if I was to place a value on this on this live, this is easily a $10,000 master course. Like
Bro, I'm not.
what people in this industry charge for like certain type of information on everything I love, they would like to present the subject matters to you in the way that they have been presented to you in this live. For other people to just do this, yo, you're not gonna have the bread to get
Yeah,
them to do it for you.
and you notice everything I'm
And
saying. I'm showing you proof. I'm
receipt
showing.
exactly, and then on top of that, it ain't gonna sound as clean as this. Even if they did charge you 10,000, it's still you still wouldn't get this live out of their 10,000. You pay
Bro,
them 10,000, and you still get shitted.
bro,
But
I'm about to show you right now. Like when I pressed the seat, bro. When I pressed the CEO, bro, yo, he was. Old boy was shaking. Old boy was shaking. I'm about to show you right now. Like Austin Cap, bro. It literally said paid in full. Look at this. I think I showed it to you earlier. Look at this. What does it say here, bro? Austin Capital Bank, right?
yeah,
Look at this on here. What is that? Austin Capital Bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does that say right here? Pay,
Close, pay, close.
never late.
Ooh.
I didn't come out of my pocket a dime. So
Boy, that's that fire.
the account was. I didn't come out of my pocket my hard-earned federal. I literally told him to use my credit. I said, I didn't authorize you to keep my securities. And the fact, bro, I started to hit him with truth in lending regulations. And the fact that I wasn't giving clear and conspicuous disclosure, now we got a problem here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna repost it.
I was like, now we got a problem here. So should I start adding on like, federal crimes about you, conspiring against me and securities fraud? Because so if I didn't have the ability and the capacity to read my contract and understand what's going on, you guys would have just duped me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh my God, I love it.
Bro,
Man, y'all really, I'm God favorite everyone that's been watching today. Y'all been favorite. Cause I'm telling y'all, if y'all got problems after this live, it's because something wrong with you.
Bro, 30 grand, bro. 30 grand paid and closed in full. And boost my credit line boosted up. Next day I was able to go back and get cards and credit. I'm telling you, bro, like we have to understand what's going on, and like you say, it's about expression. You have to be able to do the work, put in the work, study, and get the understanding. Because all I did was ask questions.
That's it.
And if you're gonna lie to me, why I understand financial terms and accounting, then you're just about to perjure yourself. Because because everything is on record. Because what I'm about to do, I'm about to bring you in court and just subpoena you. Exactly.
Dictionary for accounting.
Exactly. And I'm just about to subpoena you. And if you're gonna lie on a penalty of perjury, somebody's going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to jail.
Oh yeah, bro. Listen here. Listen. Somebody going to jail. Somebody going to jail.
Yeah,
Because I'm telling you right now, when you're not afraid to speak up and you're not afraid to hold everyone accountable, like okay, when we get on the phone, it's not your 3-letter agency that I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. I'm saying, oh hey, wait, hey, Robert, do you hear me now, buddy? You hear me? Okay. Let's cut to the chase. Let me tell you what's about to happen. So I just want to make sure so I can know like what kind of route, what route you trying to take. Now you do you want to get caught up in this, or do you want to handle this amicably?